Don't place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. On the S&P 500, look at this amazing, incredible channel we're in right now. We can see we actually had a nice starter point back here, and we had this support all through here, where we are right here. And then we had this support level through here, support level through here. And so this is just the parallel trend line. See that there? It's just all I did was I just connected this low from there to there. That's all I did, right? I connected the major low points. And then I created the parallel trend line, which is, as you can see, it's the exact same angle. And I brought it up through there. And as you can see, if I bring it up just a little bit more, you can see that's support, and there's a almost a bunch of support through there. And as you can see right now, we're right at that level right now where and that's the reason why it's actually having a lot of resistance where we are right now in the stock market, right? So we can see we're having a resistance right here. But here's the exciting thing. Once we break this resistance level, then the other side of this major channel, see this other side, like this is the next parallel trend line, that was the support, resistance. So we know this angle is also a valid angle as well too. And the exciting thing is once we break this level here, then we should start to make our way back up towards, I've always had a 5,400 target. And so if I bring this over here and zoom out a bit more, it's actually, we're looking on the daily charts. So the end of December is right there. If I draw a little horizontal trend line here, man, I love this stuff. I'm a ball of energy. I love it. If I go through there, and that's basically the end of the year through there. And so if I zoom this down a bit more, I'm squeezing this up. You can see where we are right now. Let me do this here for a minute. I'm just trying to get a much better view. There we go. Right there. So we can see that's what the market on the trajectory right now, the market looks like it's that's the end of the year there, right? So if we continue slowly crawling up on this sort of slow angle through here, we don't have to go vertical. If we go vertical, then, oh my goodness, it's just game on for the bulls, right? It may go vertical, but if we continue just slowly going up like this here, obviously we're going to get our pullbacks and so on and so forth, right? But if we continue on this overall trajectory through here, looks like we're going to, and if I let's actually draw a little trend line through here. You can see how that actually X marks the spot. See the angle? Now, obviously I can change that. I can manipulate that. It's not exactly right, but the average angle there looks like it's around that sort of the 5,400, which is my target. And that also goes inside of this major sort of channel. So it looks like that towards the end of the year, we have a very good high probability chance, if we continue this slow moving to the upside, of hitting 5,400. Now, if we somehow just come out of the gates and we're like, woof, away we go, then, man, this thing would end up at 6,000. So that's what we're looking at there with the S&P 500. Really exciting stuff. Let's actually look at the Nasdaq now. And then I want to share something awesome with you when it comes to the Dow Jones. So same with the Nasdaq. All I did was I just connected the major low point through there. As you can see, I just connected this major low through here, and this first major low from the whole vid situation. And then I just connected this situation through. I just connected this major low through here, right? So we've got this major pullback, and then we had a rally to the upside. So we have this. That's all I did. That's all. I'm just looking at the major lows over the last couple of years, and then I created a parallel trend line. And oh my goodness, look at this here. This is like, wow. Look at this here. That was obviously the starter point, but then this is just a parallel trend line, by the way, guys. Look at this here, right? See that there? It's the exact same parallel trend line. Simply means it's the exact same angle. And all I did was I'm just looking for the major high points. And look at this. Oh my goodness. It's the exact same angle, right? The perfect angle there. And if we go to, I might drill it right there, resistance there. Look at there, perfect resistance and perfect resistance. So we are in a perfect channel. This angle here is a perfect channel for the markets. I've always had a 17,000 target by the end of this year. But maybe, just maybe, by looking at this here, once again, if I bring up my, there's actually the line through there. So if we look at that line and we bring that down, if we continue up, we may even go to the other side of this. If we continue this same trajectory, right, we could end up into the 18,000s. Again, I've always had a 17,000 sort of print on the Nasdaq by the end of this year, but maybe we're going to hit that and a lot more. But I do see this thing probably rallying towards the other side of this channel through here. And you can see what happened here. It came down, a very nice strong bounce, and we're getting a very nice bounce on the Nasdaq. So the Nasdaq is looking like it wants to start. Again, nice good V-shaped bounce. Okay, came down, nice good strong buying. So the buyers are looking really, really, really strong. Now, here's the really interesting thing. Where's the Dow Jones? Here. Check this out. The Dow Jones is being a different sort of wildcat, right? It's not exact, but let's actually start off with the same analysis I did on the S&P and the Nasdaq. And that is, all I did was I started from the low point and I just connected this major low point through here. Then I created the parallel trend lines and I came up with a few areas. It's not an exact area, but I came up with a few areas of resistance, which could be the other side of the channel, right? Which is this first one here. And then we have this other one to the top up here, through here, maybe even through there somewhere. We could even use that through there. That'd be the top of the channel, right? So that sort of area, I would say, from there to there would be the top of the channel for where we're at right now. But the interesting thing about what we're going through here on the Nasdaq is that we're seeing this market go sideways. Whenever the Dow Jones just goes. Whenever the market or the Dow Jones just does nothing like this here, this is called the calm before the storm, right? So we're seeing the Dow Jones pretty much just be flat for majority of this year. It really hasn't been doing much. And if I zoom in a bit more, we can see how, again, just more like a box, more like an area. But this here is just building up a lot of energy. And as you can see, we're in a very big bull market and we've been overall stair-stepping higher. So we've been in this sort of nice move up through here. We had a pullback, move up, sideways, move up, sort of sideways. We had a move up. Now we're just going sideways, and now we're starting to break out. So looks like we're on our way to, say, maybe even a 40,000 Dow. Maybe by the end of this year. Maybe we're starting to break out and start to make a headway towards the end of this year. Maybe that big move is coming in the markets there. And so that's what we're seeing through there. And even when we're looking at things like the Russell 2000 as well too, right? This is what I noticed on the Russell 2000. Again, I'm just using the exact same analysis. All I'm doing is I'm just brought up a blank chart and I'm identifying the low and the potential. Right now on the Russell 2000, it's a potential low, right? Because we could break down through here. Then I have to change my analysis. But as I speak right now, this is the low and this is the other major low where we are right now on the Russell 2000. And then all I do is I connect this here and I just create a parallel trend line. And this is the exact, once again, it just blows me away. Look at this here. The exact same angle is this one right here. And as you can see, we connect the resistance all through there and all through there as well. So we have a lot of connections of the resistance through there when it comes to the Russell 2000, and same for here right now. But same for the same analysis on the Dow Jones, which is the calming period. Look at this here, nothing going on at all. But we're in a very big bull market through here. So I wouldn't be too surprised, guys, if we started to get some sort of strong, like some sort of strong breakout bar through here on the Russell 2000 ETF, then it wouldn't surprise me to then run to the other side of the channel. And if we do some analysis, we can see that the other side of the channel is obviously up through here, right? And all I'm doing is I'm just connecting that resistance there. So this other side of the channel, we've had a sideways. And this is what Netflix did. If you have a look at Netflix, right? Netflix is a great example of what I'm talking about here, right? So let's actually squeeze this up here. Netflix did what? Actually, you know what? Let's actually we'll do the same thing for, as you can see, Netflix had this, look at this here. So Netflix did nothing for a while, this sort of just really not much going on, and now look what's happening, right? We're starting to really move out of Netflix, and Netflix is really starting to move up through here because we had this sideways period, we had a move up, sideways, and now we're starting to see a very nice move back up again when it comes to the Netflix market through here, right? So we're having a very big sort of upward movement through there when it comes to Netflix. Actually, let me just do some live analysis on Netflix, and let's actually see something through here. So you can see this here was the 2019 pullback. This here was the 2020. So that was the 2000. We've actually had a few pullbacks here, right? That there was the vid. That's actually the vid situation. So let's actually go back to here and see if there's anything that I can see through here. All right, so that'll be the major trend line. All right, I'm just going to do this live on the spot for you guys, as I'm just doing my analysis. This is how I do all my analysis, right? So I'm just looking for these major significant points through here. So we saw a significant resistance through there. I wonder if there's something else going on through here. So let me actually just draw it from, I'm going to draw a trend line from there. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to try to connect these low points. And isn't that amazing, guys? Look at this here. So I've just gone back to, this point through here. And all I did is connect this major low point through there. And look what happened. Came down and bounced right off. So a trend line that was back in 2017 became very, very, very valid at the start of 2019. See that there? This is where these longer term trend lines can become a significant level in the markets. And look what actually happened if I extend this right out a lot more. And that's all I'm going to do, right? I'm going to extend this right out a lot more. And let me take this one off the screen so I can just focus on this one here for now. But look at this here. Look how valid this trend line has been, even through the whole vid situation. And this is where it blows my mind how these longer term trend lines come into play, right? We have this pullback through here, and look at the bounce through there. And this trend line that started back in this is 2016 down here, right? This is 2016 down here. And then the trend line that was the starter point, and then the significant bounce that happened in 2017 also became a significant support back in 2019, the start of 2019. And not exactly, well, we didn't exactly get a bounce, but we did get a breakthrough, and you can see we actually had a bounce of support through there. And look what happened. That there was the vid crash, right? The vid crash, and then look what happened. And then we continued up. But look how amazing that trend line is through there. So if I just draw that, now I know the significant level through there. I'm just going to create a parallel trend line. See that there? And all I'm going to do is I can see when I'm drawing my trend lines, I'm trying to see where the significant levels of support and resistance. So if I'm looking at the next significant resistance, I can say, okay, this up here was that major high up there. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this here, and I'm just going to connect that high through there. And oh my goodness, look how amazing that looks. Like, wow, right? And this is what I was saying before with these other indices, right? These longer term trend lines, the market loves to race towards these levels. It's just quite amazing. All I did was just connect a significant support line through here, and I just connected it from the major high, and look what happened. Even just recently, if I take this off the screen now, look at this here on Netflix. Just this stuff just blows my mind, guys. Look how well. This is a daily chart here, right? But look how well it actually, we didn't get it, it wasn't exact, right? But you can see this whole area, it's actually stopped it all along. And look what happened even recently. It actually paused through there, and then we broke out, created a higher low, and then away we go. How amazing is it? Again, guys, I'm just doing this live on the spot for you guys. And this is the thing that I love about trading is when you can start to identify these parameters, just like I just did on the S&P 500, and I did on the and I did obviously on the other indices as well too. You can do these on your individual stocks, and you can see where things are likely to go. And so so you can, when you start to apply this sort of stuff, you're like, oh wow, look how amazing this looks. So if I do the same analysis to where we are right now, then what's going on right now with Netflix? Now, I'm not saying I'm not actually in Netflix. I did actually have a short-term trade here on Netflix, so it was actually a beautiful, nice short-term profit for me this week. Last week, should I say? This week, last week. It was right here on this move up, right? So, but look at this here, right? Now I'm going to do the exact same thing as I did before. What I'm going to do is I'm going to find the major low point, which will be down here, and I'm going to connect these major lows through here. So because now look what's happening, right? Now we're starting what? We're now starting a new major overall significant channel, aren't we? So now we can zoom through here, and now we can go all the way up through here. And as you can see, it's all I'm doing, right? It's the exact same level. I'm just connecting this major low to this major low through here, and then all I'm going to do is I'm going to then create the parallel trend line. I'm going to try to find a significant area where the market has been respecting, and it looks like that area through there would be the level I would use. Now, why would I use that? Because if you can see what I've just done through there, right? You can see how now this area, this is that whole angle through there, as you can see on the Nasdaq. Remember, this was just I just draw the exact angle through there, and I just drew it up there, and I can see how this angle, this exact angle that I drew from this bottom through there, I can see how we actually had a lot of resistance through there, but we also had had one, and then we also had like a double top through there, and then we also had a resistance through there. So you can see that angle is at the top of this sort of resistance line here. So that tells me that looking at this angle here of this big next major sort of overall channel that we're in right now with Netflix, that we should start to make our way back up towards this significant resistance up here. So it depends on how fast we get there. We may even race up there pretty quickly. It doesn't mean it's definitely going to stop there, guys, but just looking at these significant levels in these markets, now I could say, okay, now I can see what's going on with Netflix. So when I zoom in a lot more, right, that's the big picture there, right? The big picture is what's going on. Small picture is like, oh, look at this here, beautiful higher low resistance, came down, found support, resistance, and then away we go, right? Now we're actually starting to make some beautiful headway in the markets, and you can see once again just that, especially that first channel that I drew for you, just how well it works overall. And again, guys, there's so many major channels like that, just like with, again, like the S&P 500, the Nasdaq, even the Dow Jones, right? If I go back to these other markets out here, you know, like even the Dow Jones, if the Dow Jones starts to make its way up, guess what? We're probably likely to be head to the top of this channel. Same for the S&P 500, right? We're at the bottom of this channel. Where does the market love to run to? To tops of channels. And so if we do continue to make our way up, it doesn't mean we're definitely going to make our way up there, guys, but it gives you some sort of a target, you know what I mean? And the same for the Nasdaq as well too. Where's the market probably likely to run to? Probably to the top of the channel, right? It's amazing how well this works.